This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Rabbi Eiger in the Chuvas in Simon Chav Daled has a very important shaila regarding the laning of mincha for Yom Kippur. We know the halacha is that on a regular tainus, if someone is not fasting, they cannot be oila l'Torah. Certainly, if the fast is on certainly by mincha time, if somebody's not fasting, they cannot be oila l'Torah, because since the kriyas haTorah is midin the tainus, if you're not participating in the tainus, you cannot get an aliyah, you cannot lane. Even in the morning, if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, where otherwise there would be no kriyas haTorah, cannot lane, cannot get an aliyah. Monday and Thursday is a shaila, but we're machmir. Even on a Monday and Thursday, this laning is certainly for the tainus. The question is, what about the laning of Yom Kippur by mincha? Can someone who's not fasting, let's say, they're not able to fast, mibnei hasakana, can they get an aliyah, can they lane from the Torah? So Eiger says like this, kriyas haTorah of shachris, the person can get an aliyah. Because the reason we lane Yom Kippur in the morning is not because it's a fast day, but because of the kedusha of Yom Kippur. Whether you're fasting or not, every Jew is shaykh to the kedusha of Yom Kippur. But when it comes to the laning by mincha, Rabbi Eiger has a chakira, is the laning by mincha on Yom Kippur, is that a laning because it's a tainus, because we only lane by mincha on a tainus, we don't lane by mincha on Yom Tif? Or Rabbi Eiger says, no, is the laning by mincha on Yom Kippur midin kedushas hayom, and in that case, even someone who's not fasting would get an aliyah. Perhaps you could explain, why would there be any tzad that there would be a laning midin Yom Kippur on Yom Kippur for mincha? You could say Yom Kippur is somewhat of a Shabbos, because otherwise we don't lane the Torah by mincha even on Yom Tif. But perhaps because Yom Kippur is like a Shabbosayin, therefore there is a laning by mincha on Yom Kippur by mincha, and it's perhaps midin kedushas hayom and not midin the tainus. This is the tzarach iyan of Rabbi Eiger. Again, by shachris, if someone's not fasting, they could certainly get an aliyah. By mincha, Rabbi Eiger has a tzarach iyan. Says the Marcheshes, and the Marcheshes could be found in Chelik Aleph, Siman Yud Daled. Says the Marcheshes, Rav Chanoich Eigish. He says this chakir of Rabbi Eiger should be toloi and a machloikis between the mechaber and the Ramah, and that is by the haftarah of Yom Kippur by mincha time. We know we say the first bracha on the haftarah, we make another bracha. There's a shaila in halacha. Do you make the bracha ala Torah v'al yom Kippur mazeh? Do you say that like you say by shachris? The mechaber says yes, you do say ala Torah v'al avodah. But the Ramah says, no, we don't say that. Says the Marcheshes, what's the machlokes? Machlokes is the mechaber holds that the haftarah by Yom Kippur by mincha is midin Yom Kippur, and therefore you have to say ala Torah vala avoda val Yom Kippur mazeh. The Ramah says, no, the haftarah is not michayvas hayom, because there is no haftarah Shabbos by mincha. The haftarah is midinei tainus, like all tanesim that we lay in a haftarah by mincha time. Therefore, says the Marcheshes, according to the mechaber, that the haftarah is midin kedushas Yom Kippur. Likewise, the laning would be midin kedushas Yom Kippur, and somebody who's not fasting could get an aliyah and could lane. Mashen can, according to the Ramah, that the haftarah is not midin Yom Kippur. Possibly, the laning would not be midin Yom Kippur either. Now, this svara is found in the Hagoyis Mordechai, a Masechta Shabbos, who writes that the haftarah of Yom Kippur is not mikedushas hayom, ela midinei hatainus. The Gra in his Hagoyis, he quotes Hagoyis Mordechai, but the Gra's version of the Hagoyis Mordechai is not only is the haftarah midin tainus, the kriyas haTorah is also midin tainus. But in our Gersa, the Hagoyis Mordechai only addresses the haftarah of mincha, not the laning. Nevertheless, according to the Gra, that the etzem hakriya is mechavas hatainus, so someone who's not fasting cannot get an aliyah by mincha. But according to our Gersa and Hagoyis Mordechai, a Kohen and a Levi, they could be oila even if they're not Mesana, because the Kriya is midin chayvas hayom and not midin the tainus. But the one who gets shlishi, who's going to be maftir, so then he cannot get the aliyah if according to that goes Mordechai, because that aliyah is definitely midin the tainus. So that is the shita of the Marcheshes. But again, Rabbi Akiva Eiger himself leaves it as a tzarech iyun, whether one could get an aliyah if they are not fasting on Yom Kippur, if one could get an aliyah by mincha time. This is some of the Lomdus of the Kriyas Torah for Yom Kippur, for the morning, and mincha as well. Wishing everyone a Gemar Chasima Tova.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.